Before I start, make sure you like this video. If this video gets 2 likes, I will leak the footage of me doing a triple backflip off the Eiffel Tower. Also, I might be live right now, so make sure you check up and say hi to the gang of slang. Now, I haven't posted in a little itsy bitsy while, but you can kind of see what I've been doing these past couple of days here, putting in the hours, putting in the grind to complete the only thing that matters in life, which is Deepwoken chime elo, guys. So now, my students, this video is going to be a learning session on how I make my builds and become top 1 every single time, bro. How do I do it? Well, it's actually pretty easy, and you can do it too. So first things first, you're gonna want to make sure that you have at least 65 ping. If you don't have at least 65 ping, you might as well take your hopes and dreams and just throw them in the garbage can, because on this ping based game here, you will not have the funnest of times. But I will say this is not totally inevitably needed, because you can make a mage and play like your father left you 10 years ago, and you will be able to take a couple wins with you home. So yeah, make sure you use that method if you're high ping. The next thing you're gonna want to do is fight like your life depends on it. Every time your friends are at Nomad, every time you see a gank, play chime every day to practice your skills against the different mantras, the different type of weapons that people use. And this training will condition you to basically block, parry, dodge everything in the game, because you now have the knowledge to do so. You will start to notice patterns, like if someone lands a strong left, then the enemy is probably going to try to exhaustion it, or the person who did the strong left is probably going to try to do another block hit to guard break them. So let's say you now have the ping and you have the knowledge to basically defend yourself against anything. Now there's only one thing that separates you from everybody else, and that is your build. Now, I seem to notice a linear pattern on what builds are the best in the game, and it simply put is just either the most magey builds in the game that have no counterplay at all, or the most tanky builds in the game. No matter how much hits you put into this build, you are going to lose the fight, even if you hit them more. And if you really want to win, you can just do both, be unkillable and be untouchable at the same exact time. So make sure you invest in the godly HP kits, make sure you invest in reinforced armor, 55 charisma to the finish, everything in the entire game, and get your damage up. Because at the end of the day, if you get all of this stuff, it is literally impossible to be stat checked. You are just the stat checker at this point. Now, this is if your father has left you. You're going to want to plug your ears if your father is still with you. If you want to put the nail in the coffin, you can make a mage build with all of these stats. Just go hero blade, and now you are the most impossible to hit and impossible to kill build in the entire game. If you guys want to watch some chime, here's some footage of 1900 elo after reset. I think I'm the first one to hit it, but yeah. So now that we got done talking about builds, ping, how to improve, we can now move on to the gameplay, which is be incredibly passive and abuse every single heal that you have while playing passive and playing offensive at the same time. This can be done through spit, reinforce after pestilence, bloodless gem on every single mantra, 6 vitality. Now all of these heals and resistances paired with reinforced armor, paired with the fact that I know how to do basically everything in this game at a high level, it is no surprise that something like that can get top 1. A lot of people call this playstyle the Storm playstyle, but it even works in Overworld. You can actually kill people before Storm too. Most of my kills are actually just kills before Storm. And you can even do this better in Overworld because you got CDR, potions, stuff like that. Or you can go down a darker path for Overworld and just make a track star build that you will never be caught with. God, track stars are so annoying and they get potions because they don't care what they use Overworld. If you want to be an absolute menace in the Overworld, make a Star Kindred Gale and just chug as many pots as possible. Or become one of those Jet Striker lightning people that spark swap from across the map and scale entire mountains with the clone thing. Then when you're done, just make sure you chug your pot and gain half of your HP back within a couple of seconds and you'll be straight. In all seriousness though, there is some degree of like skill to this game and you're gonna need to have to get experienced. Because at the end of the day, someone's gonna play this game more than you, and there is a clear difference between the freshies and the pro players. And at the end of the day, parrying, dodging, and all of that is reaction based. So don't think making the best build in the entire game is just gonna skip all of the extra steps that it takes. And also, I'm not the only player in this game that gets high elo. There's people like Far, Nogo, Clawdrum, all of them people that have completely different builds and playstyles as mine, but they're still top players. But this is just how I usually approach how I make my builds and how I become #1 most of the time. So as we're approaching the end of the video, I'm going to summarize it. Basically get reinforced armor, chaotic charm to the finish, all the tank talents, get as much HP, as much resistance on your kit as possible. Save as much points, whether it be through Warden, Hero Blade, LFT, or anything else. If you want to become the Overworld God, get potions, CDR, which is Condition Runner, all that stuff. Become a track star. Use the oaths that heal your teammates and become an unstoppable force. Or just make a Gale build and become a 1-combo demon that also can run anywhere on the map. Make sure you abuse every heal that you got in 1v1s like spit, reinforce, etc. But at the same time, still make sure that you're doing damage. And last but not least, fight every chance that you get because you're still gonna need the experience and skill. And thank you guys for watching and